What is going on, Headliner Nation? Hey, we haven't done one of these in quite a long time, but you know what? Not a whole lot of people have a whole lot to do nowadays, Kyle, so let's quarantine and chill together. You gotta turn your microphone on, Kyle, because people can't hear you.
Just chillax. I tried to press it incognito while I was talking and I didn't press
Yeah,
it. I missed it.
you didn't press hard enough. But no, hey, the whole purpose of this, there's not a whole lot of structure. We're going to answer fantasy football questions. We're going to answer life questions. We're going to F the corona the whole time we're on here doing this live. This is just meant to get the community back together. We haven't been able to do this in a while with the season ending. Not a whole lot of sports to talk about other than some NFL free agency, some upcoming NFL draft stuff. But this right here, the intention of it is to be 100% fun and give some people something to watch on TV other than doom and gloom. Because, Kyle, right now, that's basically all that's on TV. That and, like, old reruns of the 1985 National Championship game.
It is. Does anyone want to watch me style my hair?
I don't think there's not one person on planet Earth that wants to watch that. We got a lot of people already popping into the chat, though, which is great to see. I posted this maybe about an hour and a half ago. A little bit late. Kind of got caught up with some other things. But if you have questions on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on the YouTube community tab, wherever you got questions, we're going to try to get to as many of them as possible, along with the chat right here that's going right in front of my face. Looking forward to it. Actually, a lot more people popping in than I had expected, Kyle. I didn't know what kind of turnout we would get, being that this is off season. Not a whole lot of people really care about fantasy football right now. Obviously, views are going to be down this time of year for us. We know that. That's a normal thing. However, as far as me and Kyle goes, the work doesn't stop, right? We're still doing our research. We're prepping for draft guides. We're doing all kinds of stuff. We just don't get any views nowadays. So, hey, doing a fun live stream is another way to get in touch with the community. True Legend has stepped up his game, Kyle. He now wants you to style your feet.
I mean, I have some lotion I can go get real quick and just, while I'm on screen. I need to put this down a little bit. Hold on.
Notorious Bob is out there. Bob, always active on Twitter for us. What's going on? He says, Jake, Kyle, what up, fam? How we doing? Kalafa Kingston. Fantasy Sports Dynamic Duo. Jake and Kyle, what's happening, bros? It's crazy, right? And there's not a whole lot really happening. Me and Kyle, we're scheduled to fly to Vegas in a month to go to the draft. That's not happening for obvious reasons. But yeah, I mean, things are changing by the day for a lot of people. Absolutely. Gigs
Jake,
for what?
Guess what?
What?
Sumo Ninja 02.
So you said it right.
Giving us a little support out there. Welcome back, boys. Follow all socials and support Sumo Ninja. I messed it up all season long. Every single time he would type in the chat, I'd be like, Sumo Ninja. Always messed up. I got it that time.
That's right. Way to go. It took you about a year, Kyle, but you caught on to it. People asking Josh Phillips, do you guys follow basketball at all? To be completely honest, I follow college basketball maybe a little bit more than the NBA. I mean, I live literally 30 minutes from the Duke North Carolina rivalry, so I'm kind of involved in that type of stuff. But I mean, that's something we miss here with March Madness. Some people saying Kyle deserves another channel when it comes to styling his hair or rubbing his feet, either one, whatever that is.
It's going to be a channel of me just prepping myself every day.
That is disgusting. One thing I do want to throw out here, though, for the people who are already in the chat, me and Kyle have been bouncing ideas off each other, obviously with no baseball going on, no March Madness, NFL kind of somewhat at a standstill. What do you guys want to see from me and Kyle? I mean, we wanted to have as much fun as humanly possible here in this time because, like I said earlier, time to step away from all the crap in the world and focus on some good stuff, and that's what is going to happen here. So if you got ideas, drop them right here in the comment section. If you got some good ones, we'll shout you out, let you know what we are. Somebody here, Wade Dantine. So if I butchered that, my bad. He says, am I Duke or UNC? Honestly, I didn't grow up in North Carolina, so I can't tell you I have the one allegiance to another. I grew up probably a little bit more UNC, but that's just because of the old school Michael Jordan and stuff like that. I don't really have the deep roots here in North Carolina like a lot of people do. Let's see. What about a football question? Austin Armendariz. Man, these names are just getting harder, or I'm way out of touch. He says he's got Zeke first overall. Kyle, do you agree with that?
Probably not.
No,
I
probably,
mean, I
probably
don't.
not either.
If you want to take Zeke over at first overall, not going to argue with it. I'm not going to argue against it really, because I mean, I had Zeke number 1 overall last year. Didn't quite work out that way. But he's going to be. I mean, he's going to be a solid choice again this season. So I'm absolutely okay with it. That's the way you want to go. In terms of rankings, though, I think Barkley's going to get a ton of work this year if he can stay healthy. He's going to be pretty high up there. Man, it's the running. There's a lot of good running backs in good positions this year. So
There's really no reason to drop Christian McCaffrey down as of right now. There's really not yet. I mean, with Teddy Bridgewater coming in, the guy did not throw the ball down the field for New Orleans. Has that changed this year? Possibly. I mean, it's a different offense, different offensive coordinator with Joe Brady, but I still think a lot of checkdowns and a lot of volume going to be going the way of Christian McCaffrey. And right now, I have a hard time putting anybody over him right this second.
Yeah.
Duncan Waldrop, does Josh Gordon play this year? Define play is my answer. I mean, are we talking about a snap or two? Yeah. Is he going to play all 16? Probably not. I mean, there's just a lot of people that have maybe been burned one too many times, and a lot of people may not want to take that risk, even though it's a lot lower risk now than what it was just a few years ago. Let's see, 2 guys, 1 gun. See you out there, we appreciate the donation. It says, do you think they'll cancel the season because of Corona? All right, Kyle, here's my take. And this may not be, I mean, I'm not a doctor. Let me preface this. But I think the season happens. I think that the return of sports, the major return of sports, happens in the NFL. Does it happen September 1st? That may be the biggest question. But even if it gets pushed back a month or so, yes, I still do see the NFL season happening this year in 2020.
Yeah, I agree. I think it ends up happening as well. We could see a reduced preseason. We could see very little training camp. I mean, there's a lot of things that could happen. I think typically the players would be like, we don't want to rush back out there. But by the time this is all said and done, they're probably going to want to head back out there. And honestly, it's really hard to figure out what's going to happen. I mean, social media is just all over the place right now. Obviously, we know that this is not a great situation. Okay. Stay home. Okay. Quarantine up. Do your part. Okay. A lot of people affected right now. But if we do all those things, hopefully it kind of helps the curve a little bit and we can get back to normal in the next few months here. Some people say 6 months. Some people say 4 months. Some people say it could be the end of the year before things start to get better. There's people out there looking for clicks. There's people out there looking for likes and reads and things like that. So it's really hard to get a gauge on where we stand right now in society. If we continue to do our part, though, it helps everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very well said. Let's see. What about? Oh, here's another one. Bob wants to know about Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. TB and TB. I don't know if I can say that yet. He's trying to trademark that, which is asinine in my opinion. But he wants to know: does Tom Brady get an 8-8 record in Tampa Bay?
Does Tom Brady get a record or do the Buccaneers get a record? Because Tom Brady and the offense, I think, are going to do their part and be just fine. It's the defense that's going to have to step up and stop teams. If the defense can step up and play well, then yeah, 8-8, 100%. I don't see why they can't do that.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I mean, I think a lot of people see the Tom Brady to Tampa Bay and they're like, what's going to happen with this and how's it going to go? But honestly, I don't think it makes that big of a difference. I mean, even though Jameis Winston went out there and threw, I think it was just shy of 612 interceptions, they may have the ball more on offense, but if they don't develop a run game for Tom Brady, it's really not going to make much of a difference. I don't see a whole lot of difference in Tampa Bay. The Phenom says the Redbirds won't even make the playoffs. Talking about my Cardinals. Well, it's a tough division. They got San Francisco, Seattle. The Rams, I don't know if they give a crap too much right now. I mean, their windows seem to have opened and shut within the span of about 6 weeks. But it's a tough division. I mean, but at least they're building up some firepower to try to compete. Just joking and token said this channel is money, Kyle. Straight money.
Money. Dollar bills, y'all.
If I could make it rain up in here, I would. But our videos are getting like 1,000 views right now, so there's not a whole lot of money to be floating around. I don't know what you're doing, but it's wow.
Just stop.
Yeah, just
It's been a while since I've been able to whisper to the people.
Oh, please don't start. Please don't start.
I miss you all.
Yes, he does miss you all. Here's a question from Archangel. Get your opinion, Kyle. What are y'all's thoughts on 14 playoff teams next year?
So many.
It's a lot.
So many playoff teams.
It's a lot. Do I dislike it, though? From a fan perspective, I don't dislike it because it's just more postseason NFL football, which is always fun to watch. So I don't dislike it from that perspective. But
hey, Jake, I'm going to ask you a question live on camera real quick.
Was this cleared beforehand?
No, it was not. Can you do me a favor?
What?
Can you send me a message with the thumbnail in it so I can post on Twitter?
See what I have to deal with, people?
Is it saved? Can I get to it?
Yeah, I mean, it's saved in our files with everything else. But I mean, if you need me to send it to you, let me.
See, people, this is how we operate here.
Yeah, I mean, typically we have this all figured out ahead of time, but right now, we're just winging it, just chilling.
Nobody. Okay, this is the first time that I've seen the other thumbnail. You should have used the other one. I love it.
Shut up,
Oh,
Kyle.
man.
This is horrible. I mean, this is like calling us out live in front of the people. I made 2 thumbnails for this video, all right? First of all, hypercritical of me putting a selfie online anywhere because I'm not that type of dude. Why? I'm almost 39 years old, but I did it twice. The first one, I just looked a little bit more. Should I show the people what the first one looked like, Kyle?
Do what?
Should I show the people what the first one looked like?
You should.
I don't know if it's going to focus on camera.
I like that one better.
But hey, it is what it is. We like to give each other a hard time. Let's see here. What else we got? Let's talk some questions. Better combo, Kyle. And this is from Chase Johnston. You got Brady and Godwin or Murray and Hopkins?
You got to go with Murray and Hopkins just because of the upside that's there, and Murray's going to offer you a lot more on the ground than what Brady will. So,
are you sure? You don't think Brady can offer at least 600-700 rushing yards this year?
We'll see. Maybe, potentially.
Does he have that much in his career?
That's a good question. I'm going to look it up. How many career rushing yards does Tom Brady have?
Google that and let's see what happens. Let's see here. Somebody's talking to me. What?
He has 1,037 career rushing yards.
He has how many?
1,037.
Wow. Sumo Ninja, how was my pizza last night? Yep, posted a picture of my son. We went and got some late night local pizza, and it was amazing. Had a pepperoni and black olive with a stromboli, which was amazing. It had meatballs, black olives, and extra cheese in it. And then I also got 10 wings because I can't eat pizza without wings. And then he also wants to know what our top 3 sleepers are. Now, here's the deal. It's really hard to get into who the top 3 sleepers are. There are other channels out there, and I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not going to bash on anybody, but let's be realistic here. People who are giving you sleepers in March have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And that's about as polite as I can say it. They don't. Because the NFL draft hasn't happened yet. Free agency isn't over yet. Yeah, there's some guys out there who are in some pretty good positions. Like, I like Irv Smith Jr. as of right now in Minnesota at the tight end position. No more Stephon Diggs. It makes a lot of sense. But if they go out there and draft, a CeeDee Lamb or a Jerry Jeudy, they move up, then all of a sudden things change. You know what I mean? You have no idea as of yet. And I try to caution people on this as much as possible. And it probably seems like I'm bashing one current individual, which I'm not, because a lot of people do this. And honestly, they do it because they want the clicks on their video. They want the likes. They're chasing some clout because they want to say, hey, I was right back in March. But to be completely honest, if you're basing your strategy off of what you hear in March completely, you're probably going to lose. And that's why if you've noticed lately, a lot of the stuff that Kyle and I have put out, we're kind of telling you what to watch for. Hey, keep an eye on this guy because this is somebody who could be trending upwards. Hunter Renfrow was a name that we threw out here a couple weeks ago. Somebody that I like in Las Vegas. Now, what happens if something crazy happens in the draft there? I mean, you have no idea. You know what I mean? So there's just names to watch right now. Sleepers is a little bit too early, and I'd hate to throw a name on somebody here in March and then have somebody pull this video up 6 months from now and say, hey, Jake, you really suck because you got something wrong in March. So be careful with that. If you find this stuff out there, just know it's clickbait, people trying to get you to watch their videos. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, for instance, like, I love Traquan Smith, and I probably would have still been over Traquan Smith if it hadn't been for Emmanuel Sanders signing with the Saints a couple of weeks ago. So that's why you just got to be careful with stuff like that. Because like I said, I'd hate for you to be sitting here, watch this video, have me say, oh, yeah, definitely a sleeper, and you write it down or you pencil it in the back of your mind, and then draft season comes in, you're like, oh, yeah, I got to get that guy. And then it's just the situation completely changed. So, yeah, we wait till we get a little bit closer to the season for all that. But real quick, too, have to give a big shout out to my boy, Chris Kennedy, in the chat. Chris Kennedy, one of our writers here at the Fantasy Headliners. He is in the chat helping out, talking a little bit, quarantining and chilling with all of us. I think Jesse is also in the chat. Another, I was going to say another one of our members of Headliner Nation. He kind of just floats around. He's with us, but I don't know what he's actually doing.
He's kind of like the guy who just shows up at every party that you don't know who invited him. But he's always
basically
there.
But you seem to know him. You're like, oh, hey, it's this guy. I know this guy.
Yeah.
Who told you?
Yeah, exactly. Another guy, two guys, one gun, has a question also. Is Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes worth a 2nd to 4th round pick?
Wait, Lamar Jackson or who?
Patrick Mahomes.
No. I mean, could they? Yeah, but if you've watched this channel, like, late round QB, like, I don't want anything to do with quarterbacks in the early rounds. Like, in the 2nd round, give me a wide receiver 1 or a running back 1 in round 2 over a quarterback, unless you're playing in a league that greatly benefits quarterbacks and gives you just insane amount of points. There's no way I'm going that early.
Yeah, no, that's too early. I mean, we've said that before. I think I would, if I had to choose one of those guys, I would go Lamar over Mahomes for the rushing upside, if I had to. But no, that's not typically what we're looking to do. I think last year, what we were telling people is, I think 6th round is about as earliest as you possibly want to go for a quarterback, and even that is still slightly reaching. But I get it. I mean, look what Lamar Jackson did last year, and there's really no signs pointing to him really struggling this year. Other than the loss of starting left tackle Marshall Yanda, which is a huge loss to the offensive line. I expect them to address that at some point in free agency, or actually not in free agency because all the good offensive tackles are gone, but in the draft to try to shore up that offensive line.
Yeah, Ridge Thompson said super flex leagues, Mahomes is going in round 1, which makes sense. I get it. And if you're somebody that wants to have your quarterback early, yeah, I understand. Yep, go get your quarterback if you need to. However, I would much rather, again, draft my wide receiver 1 or my running back 1 and then get my quarterback 1 a little bit later on. I mean, look at the way we were talking last year about Dak Prescott. We pushed Dak Prescott really, really hard as a late round quarterback option, said go this route. I mean, you know, there's going to be guys that we can find this year. We've got a lot of really good quarterbacks in good situations this year.
Yep, absolutely agree. We see our other boy, Chris Kennedy. He's out there in the chat. He's answering a lot of y'all's questions. Yes, he is part of our team. So if he says something, don't just brush him off. He's trying to help out there. Also appreciate that, Chris, as well. Now, here's another non-football question, Kyle. You ready? What do we have to say to the idiots who are still socializing in public right now? Or do you want me to
live
take
your
that?
life? But no. I mean, there's no reason for it. Stay home. Okay? Quarantine up right now. Hang out, do what you need to. If we do it now for 2, 3, 4 weeks, okay, maybe even a little bit longer, then we're gonna get a better summer. We're gonna get baseball at some point. We're gonna get football back at some point. But unless you listen, it's not gonna get better.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of where I was somewhat going. I cannot stand seeing the spring break pictures and stuff like that. That part drives me absolutely crazy. But as far as going out in public, yeah, you just got to be smart. But like Kyle said, if you listen to it now, whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it, whether political stance aside, whatever it is, if we just abide by it for the time being, we can save ourselves a whole lot of headaches for the next coming months. And that's where I'm trying to stay at. Me and my family, obviously, we're still going to grocery stores and stuff like that, but we're not going out and doing anything crazy. Where I live, our stay-at-home orders start on Monday. Now, I mean, that is what it is, but I think the more people that just abide by it now, suck it up, whether you believe in it or not, it's going to really help the long haul, the second half of the year, so our lives can kind of get back to normal.
Yeah.
Our boy Ryan O'Connell's in the chat, and he wants to know. He wants to know. The real question is what's Kyle going to do after he runs out of hair products?
Well, here's the thing. I'm working from home right now. The only time I've gone out is to run to the grocery store to get things here and there. So I haven't been doing my hair. I haven't done my hair in like 2 weeks now. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do it again sometime. I haven't had a haircut in like 3 weeks. I'm going to end up shaving it maybe. Maybe I'll shave it on a live stream. No, I can't do that. The people love the hair too much. Should I shave my hair on live stream? Should I do that?
Yes.
I didn't say head. I just said hair.
And that, my friends, is how you get demonetized and kicked off of YouTube. But hey, we could get an awesome promotion, maybe a sponsorship from Manscaped. Hey, perfect opportunity. Let's segue into that for a second. I've been trying to reach out to Manscaped, okay? I've been tagging them on Twitter, and I'm getting no response. Do us a favor. If you have a Twitter account, go on there, tag Manscaped, and say, hey, you should really work with these guys because they're amazing, and they have a need to be Manscaped. Don't add that second half. But you know what I mean. Just go let them know that, Headliner Nation is looking for something.
Someone's car alarm is going off right now outside.
Things are tough, Kyle. Things are tough. What about our boy Josh? Intern Josh Knutson is what we call him.
Josh.
It says top 3 rookie running backs, top 3 rookie wide receivers. Ready, go. And your opinion on Joe Burrow going in dynasty drafts. So first off, Kyle, give us your top 3 rookie running backs.
Jonathan Taylor. J.K. Dobbins. DeAndre Swift.
Okay. Well, that's pretty close. I mean, mine is just swapped a little bit.
It's going to depend on landing spot.
It does. 100% it will. But as of right now, pre-draft, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins for me. Yeah. Rookie wide receivers, personally, I'm going CeeDee Lamb 1, Jerry Jeudy 2, and our boy, Jalen Reagor, number 3.
Oh, love myself some Jalen Reagor. Okay, y'all listening right now, all 136 of you out there watching, I just broke my computer almost. Oops, I got too excited there. You said Jalen Reagor, and I got super excited.
That's weird.
Yes. Pay attention, people. Do it. Pay attention to the man.
Jalen Reagor's a name to watch here in the offseason. All right, now what is our opinion or option on Joe Burrow going in dynasty drafts? I don't know if it's a startup dynasty draft or if it's like just a rookie-only dynasty draft, but where would you take him?
Is it Superflex? Is it 1 QB?
I mean, Josh didn't give us any information like usual. I mean, this is Josh we're talking about. I mean, you can only come to expect so much. The guy's a Patriots fan.
In a 1 QB league, probably second round. In a Superflex league, I'm probably taking at least the top couple of running backs over them. I mean, it really depends. This is rookies only. This is rookies only. If it's a startup and you can draft Joe Burrow along with everybody else, Joe Burrow's maybe a top 10 quarterback at the best. So, I mean, he's not going till several after that.
Yeah. I mean, as of right now, we do a dynasty league together, Kyle. A lot of our team does. I have the number 1 overall pick in dynasty, and my 2 quarterbacks are Phillip Rivers and Baker Mayfield. I have a serious need for quarterbacks. I'm so desperate, I traded for Cam Newton, and you made fun of me.
I didn't really make fun of you. I just said I didn't love it.
I didn't love it either, but I'm just desperate at this point. But with the 1-on-1, am I going to take Joe Burrow? No, I'm not. I probably shouldn't say that on video because we're in the same league together, but I'm not going to.
I'm surprised you haven't asked me for Kyler Murray yet.
You wouldn't give him up to me.
You don't know that. Everybody has their price.
All right, well, I'll take him. Sold. You guys heard
I mean, I'm not giving him to you.
I thought you were going to give him to
you
me.
have to trade for him.
Oh.
I feel like I need to move my computer a little bit.
That's weird. Okay, Anna Anna's back in the live stream. Anna, Anna is a staple of Headliner Nation. She is the epitome of Headliner Nation, Kyle. She has been with us for a long time. She was a part of our DFS package, and we've talked nonstop through, DMs on Twitter all year long last year. She is even saying, Kyle, you should absolutely shave your hair on a live stream. I mean, what else do you need?
Maybe that's another bet I'll make with Headliner Nation to sign up for Patreon. I'm not going to ask about it right now. Things are way too crazy in the world for me to be out here trying to get people to come support on Patreon. We'll talk about that when the season gets closer. But maybe that will be a goal. I threw out the tattoo bet last year. Nobody hit on that one. But who knows? Maybe I'll shave my head if we get a little bit closer. But ladies and gentlemen, you have to remember, if I shave these flowing locks of love and gentle kindness, it's going to take a long time for it to come back.
I'll shave my head if we hit 100,000 subscribers. Sorry, I had to throw it out there.
I almost completely shaved the other day. Everything. Clean shave, goatee gone.
You would have looked 4.
The last time I did that, I did it at night. It's probably been 3 years since I've shaved. I probably only shaved my goatee off probably twice in the last 10 years. 2 or 3 years ago, I shaved it off, but I shaved it off at night. And when I walked out of the bedroom the next morning, the kids were awake and they were terrified.
They thought some strange man was in their house.
They got so upset. My son cried.
Wow. Way to go. Making children cry in a time of crisis, Kyle. Good job.
Oh, man.
M. St. G says, you guys are the GOATs. We appreciate it. Can't wait for the season. In the draft guide, does Tampa Bay draft a running back and our favorite pizza and nacho toppings? Hashtag F the Corona. First things first. Can't wait for the season and the draft guide. Going to throw this out here really quick. The draft guide, yes, is still for sale. Pre-order on our website. However, here's the deal with that. A lot of people know there's a lot of uncertainty right now. If you purchase our draft guide and the season does get fully canceled for any reason, I'm going to refund your money. So don't worry about that part of it. That's just something to help here in the meantime. Something to look forward to is all that is. Does Tampa Bay draft a running back? To that question, Lord, I hope so, because Ronald Jones sucks. They need a running back in Tampa Bay. Kyle is all aboard the Rojo train, trying to make me change hashtags. Doesn't happen that easy. I think they have to draft a running back, Kyle.
I think they have to as well.
So why not draft
I'm not advocating for Ronald Jones to be the bell cow, but if Ronald Jones is the bell cow, he's a top 24 running back. Easy.
Yeah. He also says favorite pizza and nacho toppings. For pizza, I'm going to go with, is it boring? I guess I just like pepperoni pizza. Pepperonis, black olives, sausage. Nothing weird.
My kids like pepperoni and sausage. Sometimes my son will eat sausage. Sometimes he wants pepperoni. My daughter sticks with cheese mostly. Sometimes pepperoni. Boy, give me pizza with so much on it, I can barely fit it in my mouth. Okay. That's what I want. Toppings. Okay. I want bacon. I want sausage. I want pepperoni. I want black olives. I want barbecue chicken pizza. I want BLT ranch pizza. Some places around here sell those. Give me all the different types of pizza. Okay. And I love pineapple on pizza. Wow. Love it.
Scott George throwing out the hashtag say no to Rojo. He knows what it's all about. What about Mac? What about our boy Mac, a part of Headliner Nation? He out there throwing up the flexing icons because he won our Dynasty League this year. He felt it was necessary to throw it out there.
I forgot how uncomfortable True Legend made me feel.
Yeah, just keep reading it. Somebody was scrolling through there earlier. Says Jake P's sitting down. Just imagine.
Did you see what True Legend just said?
Yeah, he's got sausage for you. Yep, exactly. To the IP sitting down comment, just you're lucky I'm not at your house. I wouldn't even put the seat up. Let's see. What about you guys already drafting? They haven't even done the draft yet. SP Bo, no, we're not drafting right now. I don't know. Somebody in the chat maybe. We do mock drafting just for fun, but nobody's drafting really right now. Connor Lambert, do you guys think the 49ers pull the trigger on Judy or Lamb or find a replacement for Joe Staley? Love you guys. Our latest mock draft video is coming out tomorrow. I don't want to spoil what we have going there. And to be completely honest, I don't remember exactly who it is anyway. But it's a wide receiver, I believe, that we have going there. But it's not Judy or Lamb. I'll say that. Maybe a little speedster by the name of Henry Ruggs. Could be him. May not. Make sure you tune into that tomorrow. Joe Staley, obviously they do need that replacement, though. Let's see here.
Where'd it go? I got a notification.
I have to figure out who Have an Awesome Day is, because whoever it is, I think I may know who that is. I may know, because somebody said they were going to troll me in the comment section today. It's got to be him. If it's not...
Chad Brown 77 over on Instagram. What is your opinion on the Colts trading the 13th pick for Buckner? I feel like they gave up a little much. I felt it was a little much too. That move kind of surprised me a little bit.
A little bit. I mean, but they gained that early draft pick, and like I said, they can go out there and get themselves a playmaker.
No, I'm talking about like the Colts. Like the Colts trading the... I don't blame the 49ers for it. I think it was a great move.
Yes, I have now found out who is trolling me because I got the text message for it. You're right then. I probably literally have pissed on your toilet seat before. My bad. Things happen. I was young.
Nice.
Let's see. What else do we got here? 49ers go Judy, I think, from Scott George. Yeah, I mean, I think that's an option. Judy, Lamb, Ruggs, I think, are all on the table if they're for San Francisco. I mean, I think they need to have more than just Deebo Samuel.
You know who else is in the chat now, too?
Who?
Lior. The crew, the headliner crew is hanging out today.
There's a lot
if
of
you don't know Lior Colton, he's one of our writers as well. Okay. Really good kid at the University of Michigan. He writes for their paper there. He actually just put out an article the other day about players who actually lost teammates in free agency and how that impacts them. It's an awesome article. So when we're done here, don't leave yet. No offense, Lior. Don't leave yet. But when we're done here, head over to thefantasyheadliners.com and check out that latest article. It's a good one.
Absolutely. And just because he's from Michigan, don't hold it against him. Not everybody's perfect. What do you think about Larry Bird in round 1?
What's that supposed to mean?
Not exactly. It's just
so confused.
That's all right. Larry Bird. Larry's a legend.
I got another question here from TJ Shoe 9. I'm staying far away from Aaron Jones this year. Way too touchdown dependent, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on him?
On Aaron Jones?
Yep.
I don't dislike him. I just don't. I think a lot of people are going to overpay expecting what they got last year. Is that too much to say? I mean, I like the opportunity, but it's also not going to surprise me if they're stupid enough to add another running back in the draft. Is that weird? Are you just ignoring me?
You know, most of the things we say on this channel are weird. Yep. I don't think it was really that weird.
Yep. Chauncey TV says, don't sleep on Hurd. Actually, wait till tomorrow's episode. I actually bring up the name Jalen Hurd, so we're not sleeping on him. It's just depending on his health and how good he is to go. He is a tight end wide receiver hybrid who could really take that offense to another level, especially in the red zone. Just can't keep him healthy.
Joe King popped into the chat and just said, just wanted to say that Kyle Richardson made my fantasy baseball team do very well last year. Man. We were doing some fantasy baseball content, but that has actually been put to the side. We actually got a hater comment on our baseball videos because they said, you guys suck because you only did 2 baseball videos. Let me tell you something. We don't know when it's coming back. It's hard to tell you who to draft and when to draft and what to do when we don't even know if there's a freaking season to be played as of right now. So the last thing I care about is your hashtag being butthurt about baseball content. If the season comes back, you know what? We'll do more baseball videos. But until then, GTFO. As soon as we get an ETA on the baseball season, I've got content ready to go. But I don't want to do anything right now because we've got guys like Noah Syndergaard. Noah Syndergaard chose to go through Tommy John surgery the other day. There's guys who might, over the course of the next few weeks, decide if this season is going to be pushed back. they might start opting from some of these surgeries or getting some things done, saying we're not going to have that long of a season anyway. Might as well get it done this year so I don't miss out next year.
Yep, 100%. Scanners, I'd be completely honest. He says, have you seen the light? Are you drafting Josh Jacobs? It's not that I hated Josh Jacobs last year, and a lot of people are referring to me telling a lot of people to avoid Josh Jacobs last year because of a lot of the unknowns in that offense. I didn't know if he could handle a full workload at the time. Antonio Brown was in the mix. There was a lot of things that were different. By the time midseason rolled around, we were all aboard Josh Jacobs. It's just I had to see it first, and he was being so highly drafted that at the time it was a risk. This year, just wait till you see where I have Josh Jacobs ranked.
Yeah.
I sent it to Kyle earlier. I didn't even get a response.
On where you sent it to me?
I sent it to you.
No, you didn't.
Oh, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Let's see.
Like today?
Like as in hours ago. Let's see. I sent it to Mr. Kyle Richardson, went through it 12:35 p.m. I even asked the question, Kyle, what you thinking? And I sent you my top 25 overall players. I'm not going to let it...
Oh, yeah, because remember? Yeah, okay, no. Now it is showing up. Remember when I said I couldn't see the graphics? That was one of those.
Yep.
Where is he?
Yep. Well, he's inside the top 25, and he's pretty high up that list. Are you...
Okay. I'll live with that.
Yeah, live with that?
I'm good.
I don't even know what number he is, but I know he's well inside the top 25.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13th overall in fantasy football. Not the 13th running back. That's 13 overall. So, yes, I have seen the light.
At Big Meaty Claws on Twitter. Thoughts on trading? Oh, it's a baseball question.
Oh, perfect.
What great timing. Thoughts on trading Turner for Carlos Correa plus Jason Dominguez? Dynasty MLB currently rebuilding. No, I'm keeping Turner.
Perfect. I honestly have no idea who the hell those players are, so I'm going with Kyle. I'm not the baseball guy, okay? If you see me in a baseball video, it's just to create commentary so Kyle's not sitting here by himself. Kyle is the baseball guy. I am like the looks of the operation when it comes to
Am I allowed to do just a little self-promo right now?
I mean, you've already teased it, so you might as well.
I was pretty pumped that I finished 19th overall on Fantasy Pros for baseball rankings last year.
Yeah. Oh no,
I was pretty pumped about that.
Don't clap for yourself. That's just weird. That's weird.
Don't tell me what to do. I was 19th overall in fantasy baseball.
That just means that there were 18 people better than you, Kyle. But I don't think I finished anywhere. I don't even think I submitted rankings for baseball.
I was the 18th loser.
That's right. Hector Mejia, what are you guys' thoughts on Devin Singletary? Like him in the top 15 running backs? As of right now, I do.
Yeah, he could definitely, for sure, finish up there.
100%. But another one of these things where we need to watch the draft, because it will not surprise me if they draft a running back in Buffalo. I don't think that running back comes in and takes away his job by any means. I just think it may be something where it takes away, a certain bulk of his carries. What about Stephon Diggs? Does his value go up now, Kyle, from Bayer 1616?
Oh boy, probably not. Not right this second. I know I was all over OBJ last year. 100%. That wasn't a great call. But typically when wide receivers change teams, I'm a little hesitant to run with it. A little bit.
Yeah. So does he improve? I don't think he improves. Like I don't see him as a wide receiver 1 next year. Wide receiver 2? Sure. Yeah.
100% I'm good with that. But John Brown and Josh Allen already have a really good chemistry there.
And don't forget Brown about a case of the Beasles.
Yeah, Beasles is there too. Devin Singletary is no slouch in the passing game. So, I mean, they didn't use him as much as I would have liked to see, but he can be better. So, those are the things kind of holding me back. Is he great from a football perspective? Yeah, 100%. He makes that offense a lot better. From a fantasy football perspective, though, It's just not great.
Yeah, not that. I think it's good. I just don't think it's much different than what it was in Minnesota.
Right.
Let's see here. What else do we got? Let me check Twitter. Notorious Bob wants to know if Josh Allen is the Tiger King.
I haven't watched that.
No idea what the Tiger King is. Is Josh Allen the Tiger King? Being that I haven't seen it, I'm just going to answer it and say yes, because I think he has a great year, and the Tiger King sounds like an awesome name. But that's the only reason I got it. Let's see what other questions we have. Okay, it's time, Kyle. Ethan Turner asked us this question a while ago, and to be honest, I've kind of been putting it off because I don't know how to answer it. Did you see it yet?
Nope.
All right, here you go. You get to answer first then.
Oh,
it says, you guys have a fight. You must choose your weapon, but it can't be an actual weapon. What do you choose and who wins?
Probably a baseball bat.
Isn't that considered? I guess it's really not a weapon, right?
Right.
I'm going to choose, like, the world's smartest brain so I can outthink you. And I will matrix your bat swings because I am on a whole nother level than you. So it's kind of like real life. Sorry, Kyle. That's all I got.
My hair is all over the place again.
Matt Hines out there. What's going on, Matt? You haven't watched The Tiger King on Netflix? Matt, I haven't watched Netflix since it was like something that you originally signed up for like 5 years ago. Whatever. I haven't watched Netflix in forever. I don't watch TV. I don't. I sit there sometimes and have it on in the background when I'm doing work, but did you see the post that I put on Twitter the other day? Probably not, because you probably don't even follow me on Twitter, Matt Hines. Thanks very much. But I put a picture on there of a desk full of papers, and I still handwrite notes. Why? Because I'm old, and I haven't quite converted everything over to electronic. Those are all show notes and research. That's like my life. If I'm not doing real work, that's what I'm doing. So I'm not really watching Netflix. Austin says, how do I do him like that? I don't know who I did.
Oh boy.
Let's see here.
I'm gonna let you answer the question from
Yes.
Casey Sullivan.
Casey Sullivan, thank you for asking this. Thoughts on Funchess in Green Bay, and do they pick up a wide receiver in the first round? First thought, Funchess in Green Bay, he sucks. Second thought, do they pick up a wide receiver in the first round? Probably not. They do probably throughout the draft, but I don't know about the first round. Devin Funchess is the equivalent to, what can I say that's not going to get us, reported by people. He plays with oven mitts on his hands. The dude can't do anything, partly because he went to Michigan. Other than that, he's just not good. He runs decent routes. He's a big-bodied receiver, but when the ball is right there, it's like a force field, and he just can't catch it. He's horrible. Did I answer it well enough?
Oh, perfect.
Anyway, the hashtag has been on this show, and if Matt Galloway is still in the chat, he remembers. I think that may have been the very first hashtag ever created on this channel, Kyle. Hashtag never Funchess.
Never Funchess.
Yeah, just saying. Let's see here. Got my boy Jaden out there. Look at my son's even in the chat right now. So everybody behave yourself. Jaden out there saying, hey, what's going on? He's probably...
Specifically Kyle.
And not unless you're his dad. And that would be really weird. Because he said, hey, Dad. I'm just glad he's watching me. Because typically he's down there watching somebody else's YouTube videos. Like how to, play games and stuff like that. And I'm not that cool. Let's see. What else we got?
Maybe he will be watching us soon.
Maybe. I mean, we've thrown out the idea of doing some gaming type channels. I don't know if anybody would watch it. Thumbs up in the chat if you'd watch me and Kyle go head to head in some Madden.
Yeah.
You know what may be kind of fun, Kyle? And it may strengthen our knowledge of the game. What if we streamed Madden against each other and we showed people how to break down and read defenses and call offensive plays?
Yeah. That could be a possibility.
Right.
We could also set up a tournament against Headliner Nation. If you own Madden, you want to play against us, we can set up a tournament.
We could. This is going to take some building, though. We're not ready for this today.
Yeah.
But if that's something that people would like, we'll look at it.
Well, somebody's trying to get ready for it because...
Yep. Kyle's got his setup over there. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. Don't zoom down, Kyle. People will realize you don't have shorts on. That would be weird. Archangel says, hi again, fellas. Wanted to know, what do you guys honestly see my Falcons getting in the first round? What do we need in y'all's opinions? Every mock draft we've done, Kyle, we believe they need to create more pressure on the opposing quarterback, right?
For who? Wait, who?
The Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
They're in a division now with Drew Brees and Tom Brady, who are not known to be mobile. They need to get after the quarterback quickly. In most of our drafts, we've had edge rusher Clavon Chason out of LSU falling there. He's definitely somebody who, at that point where the Falcons are going to be on the clock, may be the best available edge rusher. But in our opinion, that's what they got to do. They got to create pressure quicker to the opposing quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Seeing a lot of thumbs up. Seeing some thumbs up. I guess people want us to start streaming some things. Now, here's the question, Kyle. And we'll ask this live on the air. I've never even asked this to you. Do we do that under a separate channel?
I don't think right now. Maybe later if people really like it and we do other stuff. We get into some esports stuff, maybe.
Esports? Is it considered esports?
I mean, it could be.
Am I too old for esports?
No one's ever too old for video games, Jake. Come on.
I never get to play video games, Kyle, and I could still whoop you in Madden. I don't know all the tricks though. See, I'm still old school. I'm like spin move and juke, and like that's it. Like that's all I know. Like I'm not all these like.
I feel like there's a bet there.
Of what? Playing Madden? You don't want none of this. Ask my son. I think I beat him like a couple weeks ago, like 84-7. Let's see here. What else do we got? Lots of it. Yes, Matt, I'm old. Thank you for reminding me. What are the best fantasy sites with lots of options to create leagues? Greetings from Germany quarantine. Jer, what's going on in quarantine in Germany? So best fantasy sites with a whole lot of options to create leagues. I know one that we've used here as of late, Kyle, has been Sleeper. Sleeper's kind of, fully customizable where you can do a lot of different options inside of Sleeper.
I think it depends on what you're wanting to do too. If you're wanting to do like a deep diving like Dynasty League with lots of options, lots of ways to set it up, My Fantasy League is probably the most customizable platform that you're going to be able to find.
But
it can be really difficult to use sometimes, especially if you don't spend the money to do like some updated platform stuff or some like personalized platform stuff. But if you're looking to stay a little bit more away from that and you just want picks and you want to be able to move it from year to year, then yeah, Sleeper is a pretty good option after that too.
Kyle, do you want to check and see if we have anybody that we've missed or need to catch up to on Facebook or Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Since you're on that,
I've been keeping an eye on it.
All right, good. Just making sure.
Don't tell me what to do.
See, Safe Zone. He's reading my mind. Safe Zone. We're right here together. He said separate channels. Most subscribers will do both, and then we can double the revenue on 2 monetized channels.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we decide to go into this and do a little bit more with games, then yes. But if we're just gonna do some Madden every once in a while and chill with the chat and talk, then I say we keep it on the same channel for right now. That's what I'm saying.
Are you Team Kyle or Team Jake? Answer in the chat.
Again, if we're going deeper into it, then yes. 100%.
Kyle, I'm all about going deeper into it.
Robert Kerr. Robert Curlin over on Facebook. Should the Steelers consider signing Jameis Winston as a backup to Roethlisberger?
Yes, 154%. Maybe not just Jameis, but another quarterback. I mean, there's going to be a few options out there. I think they definitely need a backup because you saw what happened when Big Ben went down last year. Austin Armendariz says he will smoke both of us on Madden.
Possibly.
Maybe.
It's possible.
Maybe not.
Vince Tran, how big should roster sizes be in a Dynasty League? It depends on how deep the Dynasty League is. I mean, I've been in Dynasty Leagues where it's like 35-man rosters before. I've seen 20 to 25. So, I mean, it depends on kind of what you're looking for. It depends on how big your starting lineups are and things of that nature.
AJ Harris says he's Team Kyle because Jake sucks.
Jeez.
Okay.
Jaden's stuck up for you, though.
Yeah, my boy out there sticking up. I don't need him to, though, because most people that would say that would never say it to my face. So that's okay. Let's see here. Do you think Waller is doing great again in 2020? Johan Bergeron. I love me some Darren Waller. Why on God's green earth did they go out there and sign Jason Witten? I have no idea why. No idea. I mean, that makes no sense whatsoever unless they're just looking for some veteran leadership in the locker room. But yes, as of right now, still like Darren Waller. Let's see here. What else do we got? A lot of people talking to each other and not to us, which is cool. You guys can go ahead and go out
Holy
there.
crap.
What? What are we holy crapping on?
Apparently, this was in Cleveland a couple days ago.
Oh my gosh, please don't tell me you're dumb enough to fall for that.
Is that not a thing?
Kyle.
How fake is it?
Kyle, that was the parade for the Cleveland Cavs winning the NBA Finals years ago.
Was it really?
Yeah.
See, there's one thing that doesn't get me on Twitter, and that's those fake accounts where
It's
they've
not
got...
a fake account. It's not a fake account. He's just messing with people, and people are apparently falling for it.
That's awesome. He did get me because I was like, holy crap. But now I'm seeing the truck in the middle. Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay, good.
See, this is why I just don't really go on Twitter too much right now.
Yeah, exactly. Twitter is kind of toxic at times. What else do we got here? Who wins the NFC West, guys? I'm biased, Kyle, so I don't know if I should answer.
The NFC West, I'm going to go with San Francisco again.
Can two teams make the playoffs out of the NFC West, Kyle?
Yes.
Who would that second team
One
be?
of them won't be Arizona, if that's what you're asking.
Hoping I would finally be able to say yes. You never know. If Arizona really shores up the offensive line and gets a defense, they'll have a good chance because the offense is going to be amazeballs.
Will it?
Yeah, it will.
Will it?
It'll be better than your crappy Lions.
Oh, yeah, the Lions suck. Yeah, 100%. I don't really know what you want me to tell you there.
Archangel says, who are y'all's teams and who are you hoping they get in the first round? Well, because Kyle's team sucked worse than the Cardinals. Who are you hoping they draft in the first round, Kyle? Barry Sanders, not an option. He's old now.
I want Isaiah Simmons. I want Isaiah Simmons on the Lions. As long as they don't draft a tight end, though, I'll be here. They need to trade back. They absolutely have to trade back. I mean, they're in a prime position to trade back. And if they don't do it, it's ridiculous. But at this point, I don't think Bob Quinn can get the job done in Detroit. I don't think Matt Patricia can get the job done in Detroit. Yeah, Austin said the Lions are trash and the Packers are better. No one's arguing that at all.
No.
But just keep in mind, Austin, it did take help from the referees for your Packers to beat the Lions last year.
Oh, snap.
Oh.
All right, well, so being that everybody knows
that,
that I'm a Cardinals fan, at first, up until the last week, I wanted it to be CeeDee Lamb. That's what I wanted to go to Arizona. But now that DeAndre Hopkins is in the desert, it 110% needs to be an offensive tackle, the best one left on the board at that point. Hoping for like a Mekhi Becton, maybe a Jedrick Wills, Tristan Wirfs, something like that. They got to go tackle. They got to go offensive line, though, and now protect their asset in Kyler Murray. Give Kenyon Drake more of an opportunity for some open running lanes. Because if they can open up that run game, imagine the outside weapons they have with Kirk and Hopkins and Fitzgerald. I mean, that could be a team that goes out there and scores 30 points a game. 100%. What else do we have, Kyle? They need to trade Stafford. Do you believe that, Detroit?
I can't.
Is it because you're biased, or is it because it's the best move?
Because no one's going to give. Because if the Lions were to trade Stafford, they still have to pay him like a considerable amount of money. A lot.
Like how much?
So that doesn't really help him out. No one's really going to give them anything for, a 30-something-year-old quarterback coming off a back injury either. So it doesn't do any good to trade him.
Good argument. Somebody else out there, Scott, says that he thinks that they need Jeff Okudah over Isaiah Simmons.
And that's a good pick.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with either one of those, to be completely honest. They both fill needs. Anything outside of football questions? We got any other questions out there that people just want to know what's going on?
I don't have any questions hanging out right now on any social media platforms.
I know we got 3 people out there that dislike the video. Obviously, we don't give 2 craps about those people. Let's see here. Whoa, not gonna repeat that one. Even why not? It's Josh. Josh said it to need upside, so I'm all about them 2 going back and forth. Talk about dropping soap. Let's see. Look, there you go. Mac giving himself a shout out. How about this? Mac says, "Hey everybody, follow your boy on Twitter, trying to get his follow game up. Go on Twitter and follow @MacGalloway34. He's not clout chasing by any means. He wanted to make sure he was aware of throwing that out there. How's life? Life is okay. Life's a little weird right now. Working from home, that's a little odd. Kids being home. School's not going back till at least May 15th. I mean, you go to the grocery store. I haven't seen meat on the shelves in a week and a half here in North Carolina. There's like no food.
I got up at 6:30 to go to the store this morning.
There's nothing. It doesn't matter what time you go to the store here. There's no
I got
food.
like 3 pounds of chicken and like 2 pounds of steaks.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot here at all. B-Rad wants to know how often I get mistaken for Seth Rogen. How many times have I been asked about Seth Rogen, Kyle?
Lost count.
Yeah, bajillion. All the time. But I always tell people I'm way smarter and I'm better looking and I know more about sports than Seth Rogen.
That fly's back.
Who cares about that fly? Matt Hines just put deodorant on. It's 2 o'clock where he's at. Way to go. That's winning for the day right there. # winning. Kyle needs to get a fresh cut. All the barbers are probably closed, so
they are. I can't get a fresh cut, so
this is like no shave March now because nobody can get haircuts.
Oh, Jake. Ethan is in the chat. Do we know what today is for Ethan?
It's Ethan's birthday, is what it is.
It's Ethan's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ethan. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
I don't know what to say. Like, happy birthday to Ethan, but that was bad. I'm so glad you know so much more about football. Because if you wanted to open up a YouTube channel singing, we would get 0 viewers.
Oh, man. If y'all are here for the first time, and this is the first time you've heard me sing, then y'all. Ethan's response.
He can only get so aroused, Kyle.
Oh, man.
That's all right. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Ethan. Yeah, it's a little cringy, Bob. It's kind of what Kyle does. He whispers It's weird. Think of it this way. If you're listening with earbuds like I am, it's even weirder because it's like he's whispering into your... It's just awkward. But it's okay.
You like it, Jake. It's okay.
Is he done? He's done. Okay. All right, what else do we got, Kyle? Kyle, what should we tell the people? What do we want to tell people? Anything? Thank you, Anna.
So many people are upset.
No, those dislikes were there before Kyle singing. I'm sure they've gone up.
Hazelnut's birthday was on Wednesday. Happy.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday, Nut. Nut's another one of these guys, been a part of Headliner Nation for a long time. You want to know how dedicated he is, Kyle? And you'll remember this. This dude went to a live show of the Fantasy Footballers wearing a Headliner Nation t-shirt.
That was him?
That was him.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome. Nice.
That's right. That's how dedicated he is. And he took a picture with the guys with his Headliner Nation shirt on.
I do remember that. That's awesome.
Yes. Let's see. Let's play poker. Be kind of hard, John. I don't know how he would exactly do it, but...
Mark Wright listening from Glasgow, Scotland.
Scotland in the house.
What's going on?
Mark, real question. Do they wear, are you wearing a kilt right now?
Oh, God.
I mean, is that something that actually happens, or is that just like what people wear in public? I'm kind of curious. Like, if I were to go to Scotland, do I have to wear a kilt? Waiting for the answer.
We've lost about 30 people watching since I said.
Well, that's not exactly surprising, Kyle. Let's see. How many people are actually watching? Is anybody even watching? Are we talking to ourselves?
No, it's been right around like 130, 140 all day, or for the last hour.
Well, do us a favor. If you haven't hit the like button yet, just at least hit the like button so maybe some more people will come watch us be absolutely crazy.
Just go out there.
Will tight end Noah Fant and tight end Blake Jarwin break out this year from Paxton Payton?
Fant, yes.
Jarwin, Fant's going to be affected, though, if they add a wide receiver in the draft. Let's see here. Yes, Jake, you must wear a kilt. No one else does, but you must. Thanks.
Brian keeps asking if we smoke buds. Is that weed?
I'm guessing yes.
Oh, no, I've never smoked weed before. I don't have a problem with anybody that does.
Yeah,
I don't have an issue with that. I've never smoked it.
No, me neither. Me neither. I don't need it to do what I do. So therefore, I don't do it. But you do you. Let's see here. Scanners, if it's good enough for Roddy Piper, it's good enough for me. Rest in peace, Roddy Piper. What's the tight end whisperer think of Tyler Higbee in Dynasty?
Tyler Higbee? Man, he had such a good end of the year last year. It's really hard to bet against him, but I can't imagine him coming back and putting up those type of numbers again. And who knows? Who knows? No Todd Gurley now, so maybe that helps push a little bit more targets his way. So I would say he's probably going to be a low end tight end one for me. Probably not super high.
Yeah, I mean he'll be somebody who has that upside, but he's not going to be somebody that you want to draft all by yourself. Like that's the only tight end you have and have no other options because it could go south. Jordan Roberts, appreciate you. CMC trade rumors are swirling. What kind of value?
Still the 1.01.
I mean, I don't know why they would go out and spend the money on Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know why they would go out and get Robbie Anderson. I don't know why they would do some of the moves that they have and then lose Christian McCaffrey and trade him away. The fan base is already pissed off as it is. I mean, you're basically just emptying the stadium out by getting rid of Christian McCaffrey. I don't see that happening. Obviously, though, the way that the NFL is right now, the market for running backs just isn't there. I mean, a lot of people aren't going to go out there and overpay for running backs nowadays. So his value is probably more to the Panthers than it is to anybody else. I don't know if they can get enough to replace him. Let's see. What else we got, Kyle? What?
Someone wants to know why I look like the dad from Jimmy Neutron.
Do you?
Oh,
I don't even know.
I don't think I do, but Eric Cruz wants to know, how is the TP supply? We're good on TP right now. And for quarterback, who should the Chargers get?
I mean, it really depends if anybody moves up in front of them right now. In my opinion, Justin Herbert looks like he could be going to the Chargers. It's really between him and Tua. One of them is going to end up in LA.
All right, you ready for this? We're going to play a game. Grade that trade. No?
Okay, got it.
We just had a trade go down in the Fantasy Headliners Dynasty League between Mr. Leor Colton and birthday boy himself, Ethan Turner. Okay. Today's trade. Leor trades Will Fuller and AJ Green to Ethan Turner for Devontae Parker. Are you ready to play grade that trade?
All right, so it is Will Fuller and AJ Green for Devontae Parker. Honestly, I don't hate it that much. Do I understand it? Now, I mean, without looking at the rosters, I don't know who else they have. I think gaining Will Fuller and AJ Green is a big risk because neither one of those guys are models of health by any means. And who gave up Fuller and AJ Green? Leor did?
Yes.
Well, here's my... All right, perfect. I got it figured out, Kyle. It's going to be a solid B+ on the side of Ethan Turner, and here's why. He got himself Will Fuller and AJ Green. Ethan is a doctor, for God's sake. The guy gets paid for medical knowledge. So if he's willing to buy Will Fuller and AJ Green, that tells me something. I'm going with the doc.
That's absolutely an excellent point, to be honest with you.
That just hit me as we were talking. I was like, wait a second.
If Ethan is investing in two guys that have been injured, then he must have, some knowledge of it's not going to be that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the upside is with Fuller and Green. I think the safety is with Parker.
Yeah, exactly. That's that was good. That was a nice segue into grade that trade.
Here's the question I gotta have. How long do we plan on doing this?
Like this live stream?
Yeah.
How long do the people want us to do it, Kyle?
Well, here's the problem. I have to go to the bathroom.
Are we talking about a 1 or a 2?
I gotta pee. I've been drinking a lot of water today. I think I might need to take a quick pee break. So I apologize to the people.
Do what you got to do, Kyle. I think I can handle it. Denver doesn't want Cam. I don't blame them, but Cam...
I'll be back, people.
Okay, you do that. Peace out, Kyle. I'm talking. Quit interrupting. Cam to New England? I don't hate that. I don't hate Cam to New England. I mean, Cam's workout video started to come out here on social media. The guy looks absolutely huge, but I want to watch him throw a football. That kind of matters. Let's see. Pee in a bottle. Nobody wants to see that. What about everybody out there? Everybody else's TP supply out there doing good? Everybody good on toilet paper? Anybody short? Anybody resulting to split and 2-ply yet? Jake, where do I value David Johnson? Honestly, he's somebody that I really don't want at all in fantasy football this year. Not so much because of him, but obviously Houston has no sense of what to do with that roster. Deshaun Watson's becoming unhappy. If I was going with David Johnson, he would have to be my running back 3, and I still don't know if he falls that far. I think people overpay once again. Hazelnut says 2.5 to 3 hours. Wow. I'll have to pee if that happens. Let's see here. I need y'all to keep going until I finish replacing my carburetor. Well, let us know when you're done. Just emptied that bottle and had to leave to pee. Where's the dedication? Exactly. Hazelnut, good on TP for now. That's good. What do we think about Andy Dalton and where does he end up? I actually think Andy Dalton probably stays in Cincinnati. I think he's there as Burrow insurance. I don't really hate Andy Dalton, to be completely honest. I don't think that he's that bad. I mean, I think he's, kind of not really been dealt a fair hand there. I mean, with Marvin Lewis as a head coach for a while, the offensive line sucked for years. I mean, Joe Mixon had injury problems. A.J. Green can't stay healthy. I don't dislike Andy Dalton. I think they keep him for another year. Let's see here. Rocky Road War. You got 3 mega rolls left and not freaking out yet here in North Carolina. I'm in North Carolina. I can't find toilet paper anywhere, but I got a lot more than 3 mega rolls left, so we're good. Cam, Rico. Honestly, I want to see Cam go to New England. That's what I want. I mean, right now their starting quarterback is what? Jared Stidham or Brian Hoyer? Send Cam there. The value of O.J. Howard, Eric Cruz. That's a great question. O.J. Howard is somebody who we were really high on last year, right? We expected a lot more from O.J. Howard. Now that he has Tom Brady, somebody who's historically known for using his tight ends, I think O.J. Howard has to re-enter the conversation, but not so much based off of his upside. It's more based off of how weak that position at tight end is as a whole. I think his chance to finish inside the top 12 is high, but that's just more of there's a lack of a lot of options out there to challenge him for it. I do like the upside of O.J. Howard, though. He, at times, seemed like him and Bruce Arians were not on the same page. That's something to pay attention to, but it's really going to be something that we know early on, I believe. If week 1, week 2 comes out and we're starting to see O.J. Howard being utilized, watch out. The guy could have a huge year. Nick, thoughts on Kenny Golladay being top 5? Top 5 is a little high. I don't think he's outside the top 10 or 12, but top 5 is still a little bit high. What are you eating?
I got a couple pieces of salami.
So in other words, what you're saying is you just went on live internet and never mind. Anyway,
I washed my hands for 20 seconds.
What song did you sing while you were washing? Or did you just count?
Who let the dogs out?
Wow.
My humps.
Mel Garrett, will the Skins trade Haskins at the draft?
I don't think they'll trade him.
I don't think so either. I doubt it. What about Drake finishing as a top 10 to 15 running back? Yes. I'm going to go with a yes.
Probably.
On that one. What else do we have? What's your opinion on Damian Williams this season? From Corey Lewis. Tattoos and fine art. Corey out there tatting people up. What do you think about Damian Williams, Kyle?
That's going to 100% depend on what the Kansas City Chiefs do at running back.
Yep. I really want the Chiefs to draft a high-end running back. Really high, and you'll see that in tomorrow's mock draft video. Does that happen? Probably not. But I think if he was really their future, it would have been more than the 1-year extension. Darwin Thompson, still another name that's in that backfield to watch. But that's me.
I forgot to get another water while I was in there too.
So you're going to have to leave again. Austin, thoughts on Thaddeus Moss? Honestly, I don't see him doing a whole lot in the NFL. He may be one of those guys hit and miss, a touchdown here or there that he steals. Great blocking tight end, though, so I think he helps out in the run game somewhere more than he does in the passing game.
TJ Schumann wants, can you guys do Days in the Life? That would be awesome. Right now, it wouldn't be that awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a little boring right now. I mean, I would have to put pants on. That's weird. Haven't done that for a couple weeks.
It would basically be you watch me wake up, cook some breakfast, start doing my work online. Then when the kids get up, get them ready for their e-learning, go back and forth between that, eat some lunch, continue to work at a computer.
Yeah.
There isn't a whole lot going on right now.
Not a whole lot. You would see me at my desk computer with a lot of screens open at one time. Some of these have to be jokes. Rico is asking if Lamar Jackson is still a first overall pick. He was never a first overall pick, and he should not be this year.
For the first quarterback taken?
Yes.
Yeah.
First overall out of everybody? No. Let's see here. Austin, once again, the Steelers need a new tight end. They got Eric Ebron. It's better when, yeah, it's enough. It's enough.
Eric Ebron is essentially the Devin Funchess of tight ends.
Basically, he's pretty close. Josh Phillips, what is each of your most prized jerseys? They see the jerseys hanging up behind us. Yours, without a doubt, has to be David Johnson.
No, not one of the better investments in my lifetime.
I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite. I see. I got a Darius Geis, LSU, Devontae Adams, Nick Chubb, Allen Robinson.
Where'd the Geis jersey come from?
The what?
The Geis jersey. Where'd that come from?
I don't know. I've had it. It's a Geis LSU jersey.
I like that.
Yeah, I got Allen Robinson. I got a James Washington, a Corey Davis. I actually have another Devontae Adams downstairs, and I also have a Brian Urlacher Bears jersey downstairs, which I kind of like too. Right now, though,
will you give me for David Johnson?
I will give you Corey Davis for David Johnson.
Sold.
Just kidding. Corey Davis was the first jersey I ever bought the year that he was drafted because I thought for sure he was a sure thing. Then he went to Tennessee, and it didn't really work out.
Austin, Eric Ebron didn't get traded. He signed as a free agent with Pittsburgh.
Yes. Where would we draft Kenyon Drake? It's a good question. I think you're going to have to pay up for Kenyon Drake because I think the hype is going to be out of control this year. If I had to guess, Kyle, it's not going to surprise me if you have to spend a late second on Kenyon Drake.
Probably, yes.
By the time the draft comes around. I think that's
where late second, early third, probably.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I have a feeling he's going to end up getting, which is too high. But the upside is there. That offense is going to produce top-end running backs regardless. Productive number 2 receiver this year. Yep, agreed. We already talked about Diggs being a solid wide receiver too. Real question. A.J. Dillon? Is A.J. Dillon Corey Dillon's son? I don't know. But you know what?
I don't either.
Let me ask the Google machine. Let's see.
The Google machine.
Let's see if Corey Dillon... Because I really have no idea.
Eric Cruz, first overall FF, best surprise player, empty arenas. First overall pick is still CMC for me. Surprise player, we got asked about sleepers earlier, and again, I think it's a little too early to make those calls. We got to see what happens with the draft. I fully believe that. And then empty arenas, it's possible, but I think we'll be okay by the end of the year. I think we'll start to get there.
Yep, I agree. I don't know if we see it with empty arenas. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of watching it without the empty arenas. It's kind of weird, but we are half glass full over here, 100%. So we're hoping that may be the big turnaround, the big return to sports as the NFL season.
Casey Sullivan said, Kyle, the Detroit Lions are like Devin Funchess. No, the Detroit Lions are worse than Devin Funchess. I love when people throw shade at me about the Lions. I don't care. They suck.
Yeah, I mean,
they're awful. Awful coaching staff, awful front office, majority awful players. I don't know what to tell you. They suck. I'm okay with it.
It is what it is. But at least we're not bandwagon fans, right? I could have hopped off the Cardinals bandwagon a long time ago. But
it's true. I root for so many players though, so it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing about fantasy football is you learn to root for more teams than a lot of the casual fans. Yeah. Ryan, what's going on? Ryan Smith said, "What's up?" What else do we have? Did we ever answer the question on how long we're going to be doing this for?
The live stream?
Yeah. We're just chilling.
We're just chilling.
All right.
Shooting some b-ball outside the school.
Well, could put computer-generated people in the stands for TV viewers. Little CGI action. Hey, Kyle, do you want Patricia fired?
Yeah. I think he's an awful coach.
I think he's a better coordinator than he is a coach.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else? I like this. A lot of people are talking to each other, which is great. Hey now, Ron, pizza was delicious. Finished the leftovers this morning. Thank you. Bolt up, baby, Luis.
Jake Wastelets keeps asking about watching past red zones. I don't know for sure how to do that. I know what you mentioned NFL Game Pass, but I felt like that they were offering something free for people right now too. I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, and completely honest, I think we watch so much football when we're doing our notes and research and all that kind of stuff. Going back and rewatching something like that, I don't have time for it as much as I would look at individual player tape before I would go back and watch full games of randomness. Mm-hmm. But if you're bored, absolutely. Is Antonio Brown coming back? It won't surprise me if he goes somewhere as more of a publicity stunt, put butts in the seats, than it is going to be somebody come help him win football games.
Yeah.
And that guy has, fallen off the edge. He's lost it. All about them Chargers. A lot of people happy with the Chargers, or it's just Luis continually commenting about his Chargers. One of the two. Will y'all
be doing any fantasy baseball videos? We've already done a couple, but right now we're putting it on hold. We have to wait and see what happens within the season.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends. We could go out there and put all these videos out and have no season, and then they're for nothing. One thing that I'll share with the viewers out there is a lot of people, I think, that they assume that Kyle and I just sit down in front of a computer and we click start recording, and then we record, and then we hit upload, and then all of a sudden magically a video appears in front of your face. It's not that easy. A lot goes into making an individual video. The research, the graphics, the making of the graphics, the recording, the editing, the uploading, the title, the description, the keywords. I mean, all that stuff takes a lot of time. And so we are more focused on making sure that the content we put out is quality and has actual meat on the bone, instead of just randomly dropping videos just to have videos out there that's, kind of crappy information like you see on other people. Ryan Smith wants to play Jeopardy. All seasons are in Jeopardy.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is Jeopardy?
Oh, I think he's saying that the season is in jeopardy. Everything is in jeopardy right now. But you know what? If you go through life thinking about the negative and how things are going to be bad and how much worse it's going to get, you're going to find yourself on a daily basis being a lot more depressed and down and negative. The more that we kind of look at the positives, the more that we look forward to things, the more that we, talk to each other and deal with more positive thoughts, the better day-to-day life gets, because right now a lot of people are affected by it, not just a certain individual group. So why not do the best that we can as a community to just build off positivity and not worry about negativity that none of us can do anything about for the coming months. There you go. That's my spiel. And I'm sticking to it. Jaden wants people to rate this channel. That could be good for us. That could be bad for us, depending on the few people that are watching us. But I guess he wants to know what you guys think of the channel. He thinks it's an A+.
Casey also believes it's an A+.
Casey is a real winner. Watch out for what his name to break out on Seahawks, the other big receiver. I guess you're talking about DK Metcalf. Yeah, I think he somewhat started to break out the end of last season. I don't think he's going to sneak up on a lot of people this year. However, he's definitely somebody who's going to be drafted a lot earlier this year. What else do we got? Right there. Yep. Hazelnut saying manifest destiny with his shades on. You got it. Oh, Kyle, how many people are A's? Huh?
Lots of A's out there.
Oh, Christopher with an A++. Top FF channel on the tubes. Booger Dog, that means a lot coming from you. Booger may be one of the most active people in our comment sections on all of our videos. An S+, satisfactory, depending on what grade we're in, I'll take it. If my daughter came home with all S+, I'd be happy. Because she's young. Cam to the Chargers. I don't hate that. I mean, I think Cam needs to play somewhere. I'd much rather have Cam than Tyrod right now.
It depending on how much it costs. I mean, I don't think it hurts either
No.
to make a run at it. See, it depends on how healthy he is too. Maybe there's a reason nobody's signing him.
Yep. All right, here's a good one. The best landing spots for the top 3 rookie running backs. One of them has to be Tampa Bay, in my opinion.
Yeah. So are we talking about just like in general, like wherever they land, would it be great? Or are we talking about like if they were to actually go there? Because I mean, you can say Tampa Bay, but are they going to split time with Rojo at that point?
No, because Rojo sucks. But I mean, Tampa Bay. What about the Rams?
The Rams would be a good one. I'd be okay with somebody going to the Rams.
The Chiefs still.
Chiefs, 100%.
Those 3 are the
Chiefs
top 3.
might be the best long-term solution because, like you said, Damian Williams isn't going to be there much longer anyway. So even if it's not this year, next year, year after, then at that point you've got some excellent output.
Yep. Charlie Handsome has a question. He says, what if the virus gets so bad that sports never come back? What would this channel be then? Easy, in my opinion. We built a channel that is based on adapting and overcoming, and it doesn't matter what it is, something will be going on, and we will figure out something to entertain the people. Me and Kyle are not, football, and that's all we know. We know a lot of other things. We could do a lot of funny things. There's a lot of things that we could build off of. That part of it doesn't worry me as long as the community out there, because they're not going to have sports either, they're going to have interests elsewhere, and that's where we go.
I like to think of myself as an entertainer first.
Okay. Let's see. What else do we got? Dylan, what's going on? Dylan, how you doing? Jerry Jeudy going to ball out? Possibly. Love Jerry Jeudy, and I almost said Oakland again, but Las Vegas. Paper football. I mean, hey, we could do some paper. What was that? You dropped your pen.
I dropped my bottle.
Were you trying to pee into it? Oh, okay.
No, I was spinning it around in my hand.
Yeah. Do you guys like the WWE? Hey now, Ron.
Not anymore.
I mean,
back in the day,
I used to watch it all the time. Not overly into it. However, I have found that a lot of fantasy football people are into wrestling. I don't know the connection between the two of them. I'm not against it. I'm just not somebody who watches it or follows it consistently. Yeah, cooking videos. We can do some cooking videos.
Oh, I love to cook. Yeah, love it.
You also like to eat White Castle. So
if I hadn't gone to school to play baseball, I really, really, really wanted to go to culinary school.
Dylan Clark with maybe the question of the day. Estimate, Kyle. How many babies do you think y'all will be born in the next 9 months? Born in 9 months.
I don't think it's going to be a ton, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, because I think a lot of people right now are freaked out about how long this is going to go on. There's a lot of people without jobs and stuff right now, a lot of stress. I don't think this isn't like we're caught in the snow for a couple of weeks and we have nowhere to go and we know it's going to melt.
Right. Okay. Duly noted, Kyle. Duly noted. Kenny Stills, his fantasy value impacted negative or positive? I would think it
depends.
I would think it has to be
if
somewhat
Will
positive.
Fuller isn't healthy, then definitely a good opportunity for him.
Yeah. I mean, it just all depends, and they're all injury prone. Kenny Stills, Will Fuller, now Randall Cobb. I mean, at some point or another, one of them is going to miss time, and then, yes, it will definitely benefit the ones who are healthy. Let's see here. Wow. Seeing a lot of pluses right there. What do you think about the Bears getting Foles? How do you think they'll do this year? Brian Trippimer. I said in our last video, Kyle, that it's going to be a race between Trubisky and Foles onto who sucks less.
Yes.
I don't understand the move completely. I think that they're trying to push Mitch Trubisky. I just don't know if Nick Foles was the answer. I would have rather have had somebody else, a Cam Newton, somebody else like
Nick
that.
Foles was an interesting choice if they wanted to replace Mitchell Trubisky, but quite honestly, you can't get much worse than Mitchell Trubisky either. So
yeah, I mean it is what it is, but I think Chicago's just struggling for an identity as a whole right now. What are they? What is David Montgomery this year? Nobody can really say, hey, this kid's going to take a step forward. We just don't know that. I mean, we have to assume that he's going to get better in that offense, but what is that offense?
I offered Aaron Jones for David Montgomery in the 1.07 and got turned down. Let's ask the people. What side would you rather have? Aaron Jones or David Montgomery in the 1.07?
Yeah.
I'll be interested in seeing it.
Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't have been turned down. I'm still waiting for you to send me the trade for Kyler Murray. My phone has yet to go off.
We're going to work out a trade right on stream, aren't we?
Are we really? Are we going to do this?
But the problem is I don't want to get rid of a young quarterback like that and not get something like that in return.
What does that mean? Are we trade negotiating live on the internet?
We are.
I mean, I don't know if you can touch my team right now, Kyle. My team is in fuego.
Everyone's saying, a majority of the people are saying Jones all day long. That dude should have made the trade.
Yeah. Josh says to send him trades. Josh wants a lot for some of his trades, though. What do I think of Cam landing in San Diego? Cookman 2K? I like it. I would much rather have Cam than Tyrod.
So if I give you Kyler Murray, you're going to give me what with Baker Mayfield?
What?
If I give you Kyler Murray, what are you giving me with Baker Mayfield?
You cannot touch my bake show.
Well, I sure as hell don't want Phillip Rivers.
I don't want him either. Kyler and someone for the 101. I have the 101, so he was been paying attention. Casey, way to go. I have the first overall pick. But, I mean, that is... What about Brian Hoyer? You want Brian Hoyer?
No, I don't.
I have a great starting lineup, Kyle. My bench, not so much. I mean, I have Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Melvin Gordon, Damian Williams, Tyreek Hill, Allen Robinson, Darren Waller, and Phillip Rivers as my super flex.
So I'll give you... see, I can't do that either. I have a ton of wide receivers.
Guy, we ain't talking that type of football over here. I don't know anything about Ronaldo or Beckham. Only Beckham I know is Odell. But he can play some soccer, though. Baker and Rivers make me puke, big fella. Well, here's the deal. A lot of people hate Baker because of his off-field issues prior to the NFL. And then they're going to take last year's performance and say Baker sucks. I think that that's a little bit of an unfair, analysis of Baker Mayfield. Give him this year, and then after this year, we'll see.
Matt Samples has proposed Kyler Murray for Baker Mayfield and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, of course he does, because that's a great trade for you. But no, I am not giving up Josh Jacobs.
It'd be an excellent trade.
I am not giving up
on that right away.
Josh Jacobs. I
was thinking about Murray for Phillip Rivers, the 1.01, and Tyreek Hill.
Oh, wow. Now maybe you are smoking something, because there ain't no way that's happening.
How bad do you want it?
That's what she said.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he is better than Trubisky. What do you think of Galladay, average spot in the draft next year? I think Galladay's going to really climb up draft boards next year. He was able to produce with whoever their quarterback was. I don't even remember the guy's name last year. Who was that guy that he threw the long touchdown to on Thanksgiving? What was his name, Kyle? That quarterback. I don't even remember the guy's dang name. Whatever it was.
David Blau.
Blau. Yeah, that's not Blau. It's Blow. Okay, that dude blows. So with Matt Stafford, if he can come back, I think Galladay is a top 12-ish wide receiver.
You moved on from these trade negotiations rather quickly.
I was answering a question because the people don't all care about our trade. I mean, I got to be careful. I have a lot of young talent. I mean, I'm not very deep at anywhere but wide receiver. And I just traded Devontae Adams like a week ago. Not even a week ago. And why did I do that? Because I am running back obsessive.
You do have Waller.
And what's his name, Kyle?
Balls to the Waller.
Let's see here. Throw in a good receiver, Kyle, for Baker and Josh Jacobs.
I mean, I could potentially. I haven't heard a counter yet.
Yeah, but I don't even know who you guys are on your team. But you have... Who are the running backs you already have?
Kyler Murray.
He's not a running
and
back.
Aaron Jones for Baker Mayfield and Josh Jacobs.
Now we're getting closer.
Oh boy, see, there we go. There we go.
Now we're getting closer. Now we're
okay.
Wow. But man, what about one of my other running backs? Why has it got to be Josh Jacobs? Is it just because I like the guy?
Because I like Henry, but I like Jacobs' receiving upside a little bit more.
I got Melvin. I got Jacobs, Henry, and Melvin, and Damian Williams.
Matt says that's fair.
Who does?
Casey says take that.
I mean, it's not. That's what I said. That's pretty close. I feel like a hole in my heart if I were to get rid of Josh Jacobs. Because I sold the guy out last year, I said not to do it, and now I'm like all on board. And you know why we're both on board with this, Kyle, right? I mean, we were in the same room together. It's not like you got some information that I didn't get. We were literally standing 10 feet away from Mike Mayock when he talked about Josh Jacobs. So we got the same information.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have it on video, but Kyle and I both heard with our ears out of the mouth of Mike Mayock. He was literally like 10 feet away talking about how Josh Jacobs is going to ball out this year. Kenwar USA Walla. A 2-quarterback PPR league. Who would you rather keep? Dak in round 7? Gallup in round 16? I'm leaning towards Dak. So you can keep Dak in the 7th or Gallup in the 16th. It's a 2 QB PPR league.
Oh, 2 QB? Dak.
Being that it's 2 QB, I'm keeping Dak for sure in the 7th. Especially with as deep as wide receiver is. Everybody's telling me to take that trade. And I really... Just send it over, Kyle.
I'm already working on it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a notification.
It's not from me.
I got offered another trade. Who wants to vote on another trade? Anybody out there want to vote on this trade? I'm not even going to tell you who it's between, other than, obviously, myself. I have been offered Matthew Stafford, and I have to give up Allen Robinson and my second first-round pick, which is the 11th overall pick.
Oh, that's Jesse.
It's 100% Jesse, and that is. It is. It's 100% Jesse, and I just hit decline on it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. No. Can't do that. Everybody's telling us to do this trade. What was I don't even remember what the trade was, Kyle.
I just offered it to you.
You did?
It was my Kyler Murray and Aaron Jones for your Josh Jacobs, Baker Mayfield, and second first-round pick.
You did not include the second first-round pick. Man. What about... Don't you want Phillip Rivers?
I just offered you a potential Phillip Rivers. If I'm trading you Kyler Murray for Phillip Rivers, I'm getting first-round picks in return.
Wait, picks is in plural?
Kyler Murray for Rivers and both of your first-round picks.
No.
You're getting an established quarterback. It's a super flex league.
Not both of them.
So? I'll give you one of my third-round picks in return.
What about a second rounder?
No.
Oh, well.
I want your second-round pick.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got it up here on my screen. I'm thinking about it. I mean, to me, the linchpin is Josh Jacobs because, like I just said, we both heard the same freaking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you still have Saquon Barkley and stuff too. So don't act like you ain't got nobody else.
So my team right now, at quarterback, I've got Kyler Murray, Jared Goff, and Drew Lock. And then at running back, I've got Barkley, Mixon, and Aaron Jones. At wide receiver, this is where things get interesting at wide receiver. I've got Chris Godwin. I've got Keenan Allen. I've got Robert Woods. I've got John Brown. I've got Anthony Miller. I got Darius Slayton. Ooh. Ooh. Love it.
Yeah, but you're still stacked at running back too.
What?
You're still stacked at running back. You got Mixon, Barkley, and Jones. That's not bad. You can't see. Look at that. Even Matt, who has been the voice of reason through this entire trade negotiation, says, "Kyle, don't screw the man over."
Wasn't he the one that wanted me, or wasn't he the one that wanted to do Murray for Jacobs and Mayfield to start?
I don't know. Rusty says Jones was the RB1 in PPR last year. I get it. We made a video. I made a specific video on just Aaron Jones last year telling everybody that they had to draft him last year. Trust me. I get it. I love Aaron Jones. The rumors coming out that they could draft another running back. What happens if they get another wide receiver? Is he not used as much? It's just iffy. I mean, Josh Jacobs is just tough to give up on. What about Melvin? You want Melvin. I know you want Melvin.
It depends. I'm not giving up Murray for Melvin.
No, you just swap out Melvin for Jacobs.
No.
I tried.
No.
I tried. We're not getting anywhere here, Kyle. Talk in Drew Lock some. People want to hear about some Drew Lock. Drew Lock is going to...
on Drew Lock? I like Drew Lock.
I think
talked about him a little bit around the draft last year. I think he's a serviceable quarterback. I don't think he's going to light things up. I don't think he's going to be like one of the top quarterbacks in the league, but I think he's going to do more than enough. And Cortland Sutton is obviously a stud. So
I think he needs another weapon, though.
Yeah.
He needs that. He needs a second wide receiver to really solidify the fantasy aspect of things. Overall, I think they're going to be okay, but if it's just Cortland Sutton, it's a lot of load hanging on the hands of Noah Fant and that backfield, which we really don't know what's going to happen.
Gabe C says, "Hey dudes, just wanted to say, even though I didn't win my league last season, I had the best record. It's only my second year playing, and I was dead last my first season thanks to you guys." Hey Gabe, glad you had a bounce back year. Appreciate it.
Yep, we appreciate that. We love helping people out.
I can't wait till our draft. I've got the 105, the 204, 205, 207, 304, 305.
And you don't want to give me any second round picks. That's considered a hoarder.
I don't care.
Murray and Mixon for Mayfield, Jacobs, and a first. I mean, I might do that. But it wouldn't be the 1.01. You wouldn't get number one.
Oh, I really don't want to trade Mixon.
Like I want to trade Jacobs. Do you guys like the Raiders' free agency moves? I don't dislike it. I don't know if I absolutely love it. They are desperate for some offensive weapons, and I do think that they fill a lot of those needs in the draft. I mean, how crazy would it be, Kyle? And I don't remember what site I saw this on earlier in the week, but there was a mock draft out there that had the Oakland Raiders taking both Lamb and Judy.
I don't hate it.
Me neither. I wouldn't hate it either. But could you imagine all of a sudden now you'll have Josh Jacobs, a decent offensive line, and then you'll have Lamb, Judy, and Hunter Renfrow? I don't dislike that whatsoever. Do I think it's a possibility? It's kind of a stretch, but I don't hate it. Don't hate it whatsoever. Are you texting me right now? You couldn't just say it.
This.
You couldn't just say it. Wow, Kyle over there secret texting. All right, we're gonna do a couple more questions though, and then we've been on here for almost 2 hours. We'll get out of here, but we just want to make sure.
Also wants to know if he should trade Melvin Gordon for Kyler Murray in a 16-team PPR.
Who's your quarterback right now, Austin?
Yeah, it depends on who your current quarterback is. And is it a 1 QB league or is it 2 or Superflex?
Yeah.
Typically, I would say no to that, but I don't love Melvin in Denver.
Yep. OG Loco, did I say Oakland? I mean, that's going to take a while. If I said Oakland, it's just going to be a while.
It's not going to be an easy fix.
It's going to be hard.
Nicholas from Germany. What's going on, Nicholas?
What's that? What about what do we think about Cam Newton fantasy football this upcoming season? I mean, he's got to find a team, right?
Yeah.
As of right now, the two best options, in my opinion, New England and the Chargers. 2 teams in which I think he can go there and win the starting job. And if he goes to either one of them, I don't dislike it whatsoever. I actually just traded for Cam Newton in this league.
Austin said it's super flex and he only has Kirk Cousins. I'm probably okay with that then.
Yeah.
And I am not one to typically say trade running backs for quarterbacks. But if you only have Kirk Cousins and a super flex, I'm good with that.
Yep, that makes a world of difference right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what else do we have? A couple more. Where can I do some early mock drafts? You can do them on fantasypros.com, fantasyfootballcalculator.com. However, they're kind of skewed right now, to be completely honest, because they don't have the rookies anywhere near where they're going to be in the next month and a half or so. So all the rookies are going to show up at the bottom of the rankings come end of April. They're going to start popping up into those middle rounds. So it's kind of skewed right now.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be doing a lot of that. We'll be doing a lot of mock drafts. Like I said, me and Kyle throwing out a couple different ideas with each other, trying to figure out what we can do here in the time being to continue to put out content. You guys showed some interest in maybe watching us play a little Madden, maybe doing a little breakdown of Madden. That could be something that we could do here. Maybe turn it into a learning experience at the same time, Kyle. Because, I mean, I'm not no Madden legend by any means, but I'm not going to lie either that I learned a lot from playing Madden growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you would have asked me what a cover 2 defense was when I was 13, I have no idea. You make me play Madden, all of a sudden you start looking at the screen and you figure out what a cover 2 is. You know what man coverage is. You can figure out how to determine whether they're in zone or in man. And I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can learn from that, and it's not a bad idea. Matt Samples, Jake and Kyle, do this deal. Drew Lock and Barkley for Baker and Jacobs. It's fair.
I don't need the upgrade. The Barkley Jacobs, to me, Barkley is ahead of Jacobs by several spots. The Lock to Baker upgrade, though, isn't really enough for me. Even though I like Baker, I already have 2 starting quarterbacks, so I don't necessarily need a third one.
Yeah. Where does Lamar Jackson rank? He'll be the number 1 quarterback. He's going to have to be drafted come fantasy football time. If I had to guess, probably he'll be way too early. It wouldn't be surprised if he gets all the way up into the 2nd round.
Casey Sullivan says, Damian Williams, Juju, and the 1.03 for Adams and 1.10. Thoughts on this trade?
I'll be completely
probably
honest.
That Williams side.
I would rather have the Williams side.
Yeah,
I think
super close.
I think Juju, and I'm going to tease it a little bit. I'm going to have a Juju video coming out here in the next coming months. Juju is going to be a huge buy for me this year.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, Dynasty, 3rd overall pick. Depending where he falls, he could be the 1st overall pick. It just depends on where he goes. Landing spots.
Are we talking like all players or just rookies?
I'm guessing it's just rookies. If you're talking just rookies, then I'm talking about 1st overall. I mean,
just rookies, he's a steal at 3rd overall. If
yes.
You're talking about everybody, no, we're not going that early.
But once again, it all depends where these guys fall. There's other channels out there that you guys probably watch, and they're saying, hey, these are the guys you need to go out and get, and these are your sleepers, and these are your breakouts. Nobody knows yet Wait till after the draft and you can get a little bit of a better gauge on it. Until then, you're just listening to 15 minutes of crap. Do you think Saquon will be a top 5 pick? Absolutely, he will be. Don't forget, the reason Saquon struggled at times last year was because he had a high ankle sprain. He came back earlier than expected, and it really hindered him for a few weeks. So don't think that he's fallen off what he was. Question, can I get a ride home from somebody? Somebody give Alpha Jerks a ride home. He's been with us for 2 hours, needs some assistance, doesn't have money for an Uber. Duck Nuts, who's going to be the Chargers quarterback right now? Seems like Tyrod Taylor. Don't count out Cam Newton or Justin Herbert in the draft if they don't get Cam ahead of time. All right, 2 more questions. Dos minutos. I only watch this show for the rest. I only watch this show. The rest are crap. Thanks, Bob. We appreciate you, Bob. Duck Nuts also wants to know if Austin Eckler is a top 5 pick. No, he's not a top 5 pick. But he's going to be
a little too high.
He'll be late first, early second, depending on your league size. Top 10, possibly, especially if it's a PPR league. But don't be surprised if they add another running back there in LA.
Jake, are you gonna hit accept?
Not right now, no. I'm not. Thanks for reminding me though. But hey, this has been fun, Kyle. If you guys enjoyed the last 2 hours of us just hanging out, quarantining and chilling, let us know. We can do these more often every once in a while. We're trying to see what kind of interaction we get. Obviously, the numbers of people aren't going to be there that we want, but it is what it is. And once again, our draft guide is for sale on our website for pre-order. It's only $14.99. And like I said, if the season does get canceled completely, we'll refund your money. So it's zero risk to you. That's kind of a way to help get us through this time also. So we greatly appreciate it. No, you cannot see Kyle's feet, True Legend, as we log off of the show. Don't do it, Kyle. I haven't eaten dinner yet, and I will puke live on the internet. All right. But hey, that was fun, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Kyle, I know you had a good time. You two are couples. No, we're not couples. We're just kind of bros.
Wait, what?
I don't know. The guy says you two are couples. I don't get it. But whatever. It is what it is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the last 2 hours. Thank you if you've stuck with us for this entire 2 hours. It was fun to do. We'll do it again here in the near future. Like I said, our mock draft video more than likely will drop tomorrow morning. So make sure you check that out. You'll get a lot of in-depth analysis there. And then we'll have a lot of other information coming here over the coming weeks. So Kyle, appreciate your time. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Appreciate you inviting me to hang out with you. Why the way you say that, it's like you had to force me here.
I kind of had to because Kyle was busy doing things, and you never know. But hey, you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Remember, stay positive out there. Don't listen to all the crap everywhere else. Focus on the positive. Focus on something going forward. We'll all get through it together, and we'll do it as a community. So hopefully you guys have a great rest of your week. Appreciate y'all. We'll talk to you later.